Welcome back to another ZillionsClub.com podcast here in the beautiful jungles of Tulum, Mexico. We just got back from an ATV ride where we were at the cenote. We'll probably put some videos here that are going to catch your attention of us doing backflips into a cenote, which if you don't know what a cenote is, look it up on Google, get cultured. But just in one of my favorite places on the planet with one of my favorite people, ladies and gentlemen, today on the podcast, we have an 8.5-year veteran in the deal, Mr. Mitch Mickovic. Mitch, how you doing, brother?
Blessed. How are you?
Blessed. I'm doing blessed as well. I'm going to go ahead and start our fourth camera, which is the Oakley Meta shades, which we are sponsored by Oakley Meta. Shout out Oakley Meta for sending me these. These are sweet. We're going to go ahead and have 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras here with Oakley Metas. We're going to talk about a lot of things. Ladies and gentlemen, it's fun to have these types of podcasts because the whole reason for this on our website is to provide you guys clarity, transparency, and show you what this job is, because so many people are sitting there in their whatever job they have, making $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a job as a laborer or a pipe fitter or a pizza boy or what would you'd probably be a tattoo guy or landscaper. Something. There's people right now that are watching this that are thinking about jumping from whatever, no offense, piece of shit job that they're working right now to what they could be doing in virtual sales, which is, guys, it's 2026.
Yeah.
The new virtual world that we live in. We have, I don't know, sunglasses that can record video and play music. So, I mean, the whole world has changed into a more virtual realm where you can actually learn how to sell a product and do it from all over the world. And today, we're in Tulum, Mexico. My friend, how are you feeling?
Amazing.
It's great, isn't it? The cenote was cool, wasn't it?
Super sick.
That's one of my spots, bro.
Super sick.
I wish Christina came, your beautiful fiance. She probably would have loved it.
She was tanning. She was doing her thing.
She's doing her thing. She had to catch up because Cleveland right now is pretty cold.
Freezing. Probably snowing.
Yeah. You know what my favorite part about virtual sales is?
What's that?
When it's cold, I just leave.
Yeah.
I just go someplace warm.
Yeah.
And my family, my friends, my cousins, they're all mad at me because I'm always constantly someplace warm when it's cold. But I want to talk about a few things with this guy specifically because you've been doing insurance sales for how long?
8.5 years, right out of college.
8.5 years. And how old are you, brother?
31.
31.
Yes, sir.
So 8.5 years, you'd have to imagine this person probably knows what he's talking about. 8.5 years in anything. I want you to ask, when was the last time you did anything for 8.5 years? So this guy certainly knows what he's talking about. And we're going to go into a couple things. I want to go into closing.
Okay.
I wanted to go into sales skills. I wanted to go into the business itself, how it's changed from, I mean, when you started, bro, it was, you had to go door knocking and talk to people in person.
Yeah, 2.5 hours away.
Driving in the snow.
Flat tires, hotels.
Yeah, geez, man, which I never would have done.
Yeah.
And so there's just so much experience here to dive into. We probably need like a 3-hour podcast. So I'm going to try and make it as efficient as possible. But kind of just give the podcast like a brief explanation of who you are and where you started and where you just kind of came from, because I think it's kind of important to always know, not only the experience, but the life experience as well. So kind of catch us up on who you are.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Twinsburg, Ohio. Parents got divorced when I was 6. Moved in with my papa and nana on my mother's side.
The Sicilian side.
Sicilian Italians, yep. Grandfather worked till the day he died, smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
Salud.
Yeah. Mother worked 3 jobs to provide for me and my 2 younger brothers. So I think that's kind of where the work ethic and the grind kind of was, the foundation was laid down there. And got into sports, man, was never really good at school. Became completely obsessed with sports, football, baseball, wrestling. Received a wrestling scholarship to college. I was part of a 5-time national championship wrestling team. That was a great experience, banging with some of the toughest guys in the country. And then I came across this opportunity from one of my teammates at the time, who started in the business and got this big house living in Twinsburg on the golf course. And
how old were you at this time?
22, 23. I was a senior at Notre Dame.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. And he ended up reaching out to me saying that the company was, hiring. They were going through an expansion period, stuff like that. And I knew that I didn't want to be a landscaper anymore. I had a tough time keeping jobs for longer than 6 months at a time.
Yeah.
And I knew I wanted to live a life on my terms, not anybody else's terms. And that's kind of like the main thing that attracted me to the opportunity. And once I saw it, I was skeptical, like anybody else is out
Why,
there.
dude? Pause. Bro,
Yeah.
why are so many people skeptical of what we do? How much money did you get paid yesterday?
5,500.
While in Tulum, Mexico?
Yeah.
You're in Tulum, Mexico. You get paid about $5,500. How much money did you make last month?
A little over 20,000.
How much money did you make last year?
A little under $230,000.
Okay, brother, this is gonna piss you off because I know I always bust your chops about this. How much did you golf last year?
Ooh. At least twice a week. You could ask Christina. Probably.
I don't know one person who golfs twice a week and still makes $240,000 besides this guy right here. And it comes down to a couple things. So, parents divorced, single mom, hustling. I love your mom, sweetheart. Your Italian side of your family is just, I mean, I think that's why we connect so much.
For sure.
You know, obviously, I'm probably the most Italian guy most people know. And just immediately off the rip, I think we met in Little Italy.
Facts.
During the kind of riots in 2020.
Yep.
I'll never forget, this dude was smoking a cig. I had a baseball bat in Little Italy because Little Italy is my hometown, baby. That's like my stomping grounds. It's just so perfect that you would end up marrying and being engaged to the princess of Little Italy, Christina Cavada. Yeah. And it's just so funny because this is all 2020. It's before everything.
Yep.
It's before you and I even knew each other. It's before we started doing business together. You came to our team. Before you started dating Christina.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there with a baseball bat. And I'm like, hype, you know me. I'm Little Italy is my stomping grounds, man. Like, you're trying to come mess up Little Italy, come to Corbo's, like, you're getting shot. And I had a baseball bat. And I had a baseball bat. I'll never forget. You're sitting there, you're smoking a cig. And you go, hey, you got another one of those baseball bats? Bro. And you know what, dude? I just kind of looked at you, and I knew you because of the gym. And
Yeah.
this company's tried to recruit me a million times. I just never wanted to do it because it was always you had to drive. I didn't have a car. My family was broke. They couldn't give me a car. Like, my car was broken half the time. Like, and I go, Mitch, you're ready to bang out like that? You go, I'm sitting here, ain't I? Is smoking your cigarette. All right, hold up. I ran upstairs. I grabbed your golf club. How fucking ironic is that?
It's fucking funny. A 9-iron.
Yeah.
Ran and grabbed.
The only one I had, it was
Yeah, I don't know
Antonio
where you got that
Starvaggi's.
from. Yeah.
Antonio and Joe Starvaggi let me.
Probably never swung it on a course.
Never once. Nope, nah. But it was used for the right reasons. And so, long story short, man, here we are working together, and you've come to Zillions Club, and you're one of our top leaders. I want to ask you, as you have so much experience, I want to ask you three things. Mm-hmm. One, what does it take to be a good salesperson? Truthfully, bro, 8.5 years in the business, what does it take to be an elite salesperson with 8.5 years of experience?
I would say being really good at reading people
Yeah.
and knowing people and how they operate.
people's business.
The people's business, right? And that's kind of like one of the main things that Marcus Smith would always preach. You know, if you say what they say, you do what they do, you make what they make.
Bingo.
And then that also combined with whoever hears the most no's makes the most dough. So in my mind, something kind of clicked. It's like, okay, I was raised by a 77-year-old Italian guy. I was always around older people, so I was always the one that was just kind of sitting and listening and absorbing everything.
A lot of talk in those old Italian families.
Yeah.
You got to shut up. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear you. Mm-hmm.
And I started reading like people's energy from a very young age. Like, I could tell if someone's mad just by the way they look, the energy
walking.
they give
Yeah,
off.
exactly.
Just like the walk of life, when to speak, when not to speak, when to listen, when to talk, when to shut up, that kind of stuff. And then getting into the business, getting, you know, the free leads, the structure, the leadership, people that have been doing this before me, you know what I mean? The Simon Ariases, the Mike Vassus, the Brent Bowlings, the Conrads, the Eric Thompsons, the Parks and Salvagis.
A lot of legends being listed.
It's like, man, like,
Yeah.
if all these guys can do it, right, and they put their socks on the same way I do, I just have to learn what they already know and then implement what they do, and then I'll eventually get to what, you know, where they're at. Yeah, what they have.
What they have. Okay, so really at the end of the day, being good at sales then comes down
Knowing
to
people, knowing how to talk with people.
Knowing people, knowing how to read people, knowing how to talk to people, and
Yep.
honestly learning how to be coached by people, right?
I would say the second thing too, which is more importantly, is everybody can communicate, but very few can connect. So if you can tap into the skill of connection and really connect with your clients instead of just reading them a script, the script is great. It's
Yeah.
amazing, right?
Yeah.
But if you can really just kind of connect with individuals and get on their same wavelength, the sale, which really isn't even a sale, it's going to be that much easier if you can connect with them.
It's
So
an
the art of
agreement between
connection.
two friends that
Yeah.
at some point that trust each other, right?
Yep.
Which is kind of ironic because this is coming from the guy who pulled his fiance over the phone when he was searching for a new apartment. She was a real estate agent, and he ended up not getting the apartment at all, but ended up with probably, if I had to say, the most beautiful woman in Cleveland. If not,
100%.
you pulled the most beautiful, and she didn't even know what you looked like.
I didn't
That
know
is-
what she looked like either.
Exactly.
And her dad said it's bullshit. He knew what you looked like. I didn't know what she looked
Yeah,
like.
bro.
Then I got her Instagram and I was like, this is definitely a lead that I need to get in front of.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So just the level of skill of sales in this guy is just elite level, if you couldn't tell. And it's just beautiful, man. If anybody from Cleveland knows you and knows Christina, it's just like, wow, what an incredible story. So that's the first thing I want to always ask you, because my favorite part about this business is teaching people. And since you've joined Zillions Club, which my second question is going to kind of come into this, you used to not be on our team. For about 7.5 years, you were on
Yeah.
another team. And he came from another insurance team to our insurance team. And in the last year now is one top general agent in the company. Not only that, but led so many incredible people to success. People see Joe Benincasa. Joe Benincasa is great. He does everything himself, but there was a certain level he was at. I said, Joe, you got to meet my boy Mitch. Mitch is going to train you for about a month. Within a month, Joe Benincasa is the top SA, top producer, top referral seller in the business. So not just a good wrestler, but a good wrestling coach. You've been here for 8.5 seasons. What's the difference between the people that end up making it big and the people that fall off? They maybe get coerced by another company to go wherever you've seen a lot.
Yeah.
You've been here so long, brother.
Yeah.
You've seen your friends leave, go to other companies that are no longer insurance. You've seen certain people in the business that we're not necessarily cool with. I want to know what your second piece of advice is for somebody that's maybe interested in this opportunity and trying to we got a lot of new people that look up to this person. So you're 32?
In March.
In March, wow.
Yeah.
32-year-old man who's wrestled with other men, top athletes in the world, and done 8.5 years of arguably the hardest job on the planet and at a high level. What do you think is the second piece of advice you give to somebody on sticking it through?
Obsession. Being completely and utterly obsessed with the process.
The process.
The process.
The process.
The process. Trust the process. Don't rush the process.
Yeah.
Fall in love with the process.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. The destination's just the destination. Once you get to the destination that you've been fighting through that process, you get there and now you're like, this is it?
Yeah.
Like this, now what? So
I think it's the
process.
people that hate the process with a negative mentality. We just talked about the negative, mid, and high frequency, right? That's just start to seep into almost like the dark side of doubt and negativity and almost like insecurity in the sense, and can't trust the process anymore. They can't do the process anymore. How do you continuously, after 8.5 years, what did you write last month, bro?
26,000.
On like autopilot.
Yeah, I worked like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
And you have a nice little team underneath you. You got the Italian squad. We're calling them the Mitch Mafia. You got the
Capones,
Capone. You
Noces.
got the Noce. Like, nice little Italian. What's your mother's or maiden name?
Ferraci.
Ferraci.
Yeah.
Well, Ferracci.
Ferracci.
Ferracci. Beautiful, bro. So yeah, we got the little Italian Mitch Mafia, brother. So when it comes to trusting the process, how after 8.5 years have you had your absolute best year here with ZillionsClub.com? What exactly is it within the process that you truly love?
The culture. The culture. It's so youthful. I mean, I'm the oldest guy on the team, other than Sean Shepard.
And me, bro.
You're 29, but it's like I'm the oldest guy in the team.
I'm cool with being the old Italian guy.
Yeah, no, it's great.
It's a vibe, actually.
It's awesome.
Italians get better with age like wine.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But the culture's nice,
The
right?
the culture's amazing. The Discord, like our work office, our virtual office,
Yeah,
like
whatever it is.
it's popping. Like whether you're on there at 9:30 a.m. someone's live, ripping a referral. They're protecting a family.
Yeah.
Whether it's 1 o'clock, there's a couple hustlers on there that decided not to go to get lunch or take out the dogs, and they're getting to the bag and they're eating
Trevor
up.
Pankhouse.
Yeah, you know what I
the
mean?
Lincoln
And-
Myers on
yeah.
Sunday, baby. Yeah.
And then, after 9 o'clock, when most people, shut the laptop, you got other people on there that are, doing self-development, mental development with their team till 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night. It's a little different now that, I'm engaged looking at start a family and stuff, but just being around that type of, that energy, and everybody kind of has the same mission, the same goal. It's much easier to kind of get to where you want to get to.
The process.
To the process.
100%, bro. And that's a beautiful thing to say, because it's really about the team and what we have here. So let me just kind of give people like the rundown of exactly what this is. So we sell insurance to the union workers. The company gives us 250 leads a week. Now, these leads are just fresh union workers that were told by their union president, hey, we've been in contract with this company for 60, 70 years. We only trust this company. Sure, there's cheaper products. Sure, there's other companies. Sure, think about it and whatever. But we've done the math. We've done the thinking for you. We truthfully do not trust anyone besides this beautiful company called Globe Life. And I don't care what anybody says.
No, it means nothing.
Globe Life is the most powerful, strong, and ethically sound company on the market, with a good interest rate and what we sell and our whole history of the company. Jim Serace.
Yep.
You're telling me Jim Serace? You're like, listen.
Godfather.
Straight up. So how I view it is, the process is learning how to take those clients in, connect with them at a high level, and then truthfully just kind of advise them like, hey, your union's put this in place for a long time. So many other people have bought this. The truth is, you're telling me you want to think about it. You really don't want to think about it. If you really want to think about it now. It's really just the price, and you want to make sure it's comfortable for you. Well, let's do the math here. And this is where the financial advisory side of the thing comes within sales. And this virtual sales of insurance business, our job is to actually lead these families into just getting something locked in while they're young, because we know that they're not going to probably make the decision if we let them go, right? So the whole concept comes down to truthfully, 1, connecting with the client.
Yep.
Truthfully, 2, trusting and believing and working in confidence with the process, which is explaining the product to the client. And then this last thing I want to ask you, man, which I feel like a lot of people are going to watch this that have been in the insurance business. I got a lot of young cats that are making a lot of money. I got 20-year-olds like Kyle Connor from Philadelphia that are making $12,000, $15,000 in a month, $6,000 in a week. I got a lot of young Connor Hogans, $60,000 in a month. 19 years old, he's making $60,000 in a month just selling insurance from his parents' basement. You're a little bit different. There's veterans watching you. They see your name. You're well known in the insurance space at this point. You're in the top 0.01%. We've had people come and go. Mm-hmm. You've seen it all.
Yep.
Is any person that's left our company from year 1 to year 8.5, have they ever done better than where you're sitting right now?
If they are, I don't know who they are. I don't know them.
And you've seen a lot.
I've seen a lot.
Different companies.
Different companies,
Different
IMOs,
people.
brokerages, all of it.
Giacchetti, for an example.
Went, checked it out, came back. That was Boof.
That was the guy who pretty much like convinced you to come into the business.
Yeah, in a way.
Your first like day on the job, signing a contract with Brent Bowling. And
Yep.
Here's my question for you is, I think it was, who was it that said outlast the bastards?
Coach Giggs.
Gigs.
Giglione.
Dude.
Yeah.
We got to get Gigs on a podcast,
That
bro.
would be
I fucking
epic.
love Gigs, dude.
That would be fucking epic.
Hey, Gigs, we're going to tag you in this on Instagram,
Yeah,
bro. We
that'd
want
be
you on the
epic.
podcast.
That'd be epic.
I'm going to fly Giglione out to Puerto Rico.
That'd be awesome.
Or Chicago.
He'd do it.
Because I know he likes some Chicago jazz. I know that he's an old school guy like me. Outlast the bastards.
Yeah.
What is your number one tip for the people that are in the insurance space that want to lock into the culture, or maybe looking for a culture like we have here at Zillionsclub.com, where you came to our team after 7.5 seasons in the deal, revived by Zillionsclub.com. How does somebody outlast the bastards?
Obsession. Just
Yeah.
be obsessed. What if it works?
Yeah.
Everybody thinks about, like, what if it doesn't work out, or what if this doesn't go the right way, or what if it doesn't go as planned, like, but what if it does? You know?
Let me ask you.
What if it does?
So we're talking about a lot about frequency. We're talking about a lot of positivity. Does that fall in the negative frequency? I'm a music producer. I used to go on the EQ, the equalizer, and I would look at frequencies. Bass is what? A low frequency. Mids, this is like your voice, is the mid frequency. The hi-hats, why are they called the hi-hats? Because they're in the high frequency. The flute, the high-pitched part of the guitar.
Soprano.
Like if I'm playing guitar right now, this is low, this is mid, this is
Low.
Sweet Child of Mine. It's high pitch, right? The obsession and also the positive mentality to not what if it doesn't work out. Not what if, maybe if I try, maybe if it works out, I get lucky. But the high frequency of, what if it did 100% work out and it became better than I even thought it could have been?
Yeah.
That seems to be an underlying factor. We specialize in sales, we specialize in virtual sales, the culture, the careers, all of it. One of my favorite things is developing people in that realm where we show them how to go from negative to positive. Give somebody advice on that aspect.
I think at the end of the day, you are your habits, and how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you're someone that's out there that you're maybe not happy with what you're currently receiving in life, or the salary that you're working at, maybe you want more flexibility, maybe you want more freedom, or you just want to be a part of something where there's individuals that have the same kind of mentality that you have, there's no better place to be. Because at the end of the day, what's the worst that can happen? A client tells you no. You didn't pay to play. You didn't pay for any of the leads. You didn't pay for any office space. You don't pay for any of the supplies. At the end of the day, you hear a no, and no is a next opportunity in my head. So I don't hear a no as a negative like most people. When I hear no, that just means I'm one step closer to the yes. So if you can just become obsessed with the no's, once again, whoever hears the most no's every week is probably going to make the most dough every week.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of the mentality of, becoming obsessed with going through the process and going through the dirt and going through the grit. You know what I mean?
Well, from year 1 to year 8.5, to top general agent in the company, to arguably one of our best assets here at Zillions.com. God bless you, Mr. Mitch Mickovic. And I'm excited to see what the rest of your career looks like, brother, especially to the 10th year where you get vested in residuals for Globe Life. I love it, man. Can't believe it. So we're going to enjoy this beautiful, I think we're getting like 15 tomahawk steaks cooked for us at the crib.
Chrissy's going to eat 3 of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mitch Mickovic, thanks so much,
brother.
God bless you, dog.
Appreciate you.
Salud.